I'm Zack Jocelyn, and I'm from Estevan. As an artist, I like to mess around with acrylic paints mostly so far, as well as printmaking. So most of my artwork, including the series, is usually inspired by some form of nonsense or meaninglessness to an extent. As I've been messing with that, I found that a lot of the time it draws out more in-depth personal stuff out of the blue on me. Within these works particularly, I started trying to get in as much of the noise from the head from the situation I was in out onto the page, just analyzing myself and looking at what thoughts were coming out. So the first one that got this whole thing going was the self-depictions of my blessings and my sins. When I started this one, it was just me taking a step back and looking at things that really were hurting me at the time, like things I had done about myself. Just looking at the qualities of myself just as a flat view. There's even this one dark bout, the belt around the neck is kind of a big deal. That was a thing specifically I had done at some point. Not suicidal, more scary kind of stuff still. To one extent, I've taken it and put onto the canvas and tried to deal with it. So I'm actually moving forward a bit, but it's also the kind of stuff that's hard to get rid of. That was the second one I made, which is New Form Maybe. It was just a big thing one big factor that led to me like watching this person suffer was religion and my current relationship to it. I'll admit that this one's very broad and it can be taken either as somewhat pro or somewhat anti, depending on which way you take it. It could be both. Basically just someone trying to analyze this God stuff. In Bad Faith, which is the smallest one. Admittedly, it's still similarly like stuck behind religion and me being kind of annoyed at it, especially because I was watching people I cared about and my own beliefs that were something I was part of in that group that I was a part of. Pushing people aside, and our irony is it's costing people from the religious perspective, it's costing people their heaven, and from the secular perspective, it's just hurting people a lot. I really like perspective and the perfection of all this, but I really want to destroy it too. So these flat shapes in the cubes are always being challenged by some weird illogical situation, which I really just enjoy that. And that does match up with, say, these situations and all that stuff really nicely. I have found new bits and pieces about myself, as well as things I've discovered that are new about myself too. But again, I have no idea exactly where it is going exactly. So that's why it's still an ongoing series. Do everything you can to see your own worth, no matter how worthless you feel.